P-40 Warhawk is one of the most simple but very effective planes to play. 50 cal machine guns are easy solution for almost everything you can face while flying this plane. It is at that sweet spot in battle rating system when this type of weapon is the most effective. Warhawk is high enough to be equipped with 6 high-caliber machine guns and low enough so that most of the tanks still don't have enough armor to resist its bullets. The same applies to planes. Doesn't matter if plane has armor or not, all of them can be shot down with similar efficiency. P-40 pilot is protected by 8mm steel plate from behind that protects pilot from low-caliber bullets, but because fuel tank is unprotected, these bullets will most likely set plane on fire, making steel plate less useful. But it doesn't change the fact that unlike other vehicles that are purely fighters or purely bombers, the Warhawk can deal with any opponent using the same belt. The best ammunition belt is stealth, with 1 incendiary bullet and 2 armor piercing. That makes 66% of all your shells effective against tanks. Despite there is ground targets belt, which will have 75% of armor piercing bullets, making you more effective versus tanks, but it will have tracer projectile that will cause trouble in air combat by giving away your evil intentions. And first of all, you are a fighter and their primary objective is air dominance. You are responsible so that a bomber on your team can have comfortable conditions to drop bombs precisely and can survive to make a second or third pass if required. Don't confuse P-40's stealth belt with ones on bigger battle rating planes. Later machines have armor-piercing incendiary rounds in their stealth belt. This way, despite lacking the incendiary effect, the Warhawk has slightly more penetrating bullets, but despite that, sometimes you will face really thick tanks. Damaging them with MGs can be impossible, or maybe you need to destroy enemy as fast as possible to save a teammate. This is why you have the ability to take bombs. You can take a maximum of 3 of them. 2 100-pound bombs under your wings are dropped together and because of small mass requires a very good accuracy, especially considering that you want to drop bombs on very well armored targets where your machine guns are struggling. So you cannot rely on those little two. Third bomb is the biggest one and most importantly, more reliable. 500 pounds with over 100 kilograms of explosive. It should be safe to deal with the heaviest opponents as it's the only way you can take them out. But 500 pound is also not a very big mass and it doesn't mean that dropping bombs somewhere close will always grant you a kill. To be honest, the destruction force of all these bombs is so small that it's not even worth to have any fuse delay. The Warhawk is maneuverable enough to safely engage in a turn fight with any heavier plane. Bombers and twin-engine fighters will only pose danger when attacking head-on, and tail gunners can be avoided if you keep some distance, which can be done quite easily knowing that at these tiers, tail gun usually is low caliber, while your 50 cal machine guns are still effective at ranges of over a kilometer. When the sky is clear, you can start feast on enemies' tanks. Lighter vehicles, especially wheeled tanks, will be the easiest targets, dying during first pass. Other vehicles will take more time and more dangerous approach. In general, that means attacking them at 90 degrees angle and turning away while you are closer to ground. Some of the crew members in tanks are harder to reach. These are usually machine gunners sitting in a hull near driver, and if you can only penetrate the turret, it will take a second pass after crew replenishment was complete to completely knock out all of the remaining crew members. You can also shoot engines, and that will also mean multiple passes. There will be a really small amount of tanks you can't damage. For someone like me who struggles to identify all these small tier tanks before hitting the ground, I felt comfortable by attacking all of them without knowing what kind of tank that is or remembering roof armor thickness that rarely anyone checks. That makes gameplay quite easy. You see movement, you attack. War Thunder's ground forces are in chaos of ammunition changes and uncertainty about future rebalancing. While everyone is trying to understand who is who in New War Thunder, forgetting their favorite tanks or discovering new vehicles that were sitting in a tech tree unnoticed for ages, blaming everyone in forums, saving lunch money for premiums or creating templates for new memes, Warhawk is the one who descends from heavens and sorts out all this confused crowd by putting everyone where they deserve to be, the hangar.